In Nuneaton last weekend on Saturday there was a lot of violence. Approximately 80 young men were arrested. Absolutely disgraceful. They were at a pub called the Granby in the town centre, down the end of town nearer to the railway station. Previous to a football match where I think most of them were supposed to be attending the football match, and that's why they travelled to Nuneaton, or at least that's the auspice under which they travelled to Nuneaton. It's been described as a football riot. Well, I have a problem with both of those words. First off, nothing to do with football. Were they fighting about football? Really? What were they fighting about? This is before the match. Was it the referee's decision? No. Was it the penalty? No. This is pre-match. Now to do with football. Nuneaton Town hosts other football clubs here every other week, as does every other football club around the country. It's the way the league works. Don't have this kind of trouble. This is a group of young men who've travelled as hooligans, basically to kick off, get drunk, kick off and cause trouble away from their hometown. Their wives, their girlfriends, their mothers, their children, I've no doubt a few of them had some, will not see them in this state wreaking this carnage. They're doing it away from home for that purpose. Yeah, they've been arrested. Part of the day out for some of them, no doubt. They'll get a criminal record, hopefully. I really hope they do. They'll get a criminal record or an enhancement to the one they've already got. It's part of life for them. It's nothing to do with football. And the term riot is one that's too frequently used. I think the press are trying to soften us up to the word riot. Across the country, nationally, regionally, your local press, I think they're trying to soften us up with the word riot, trying to get it into the collective consciousness, trying to get society to understand the term rioting as something it isn't. A bit of collective violence like this is not a riot. This is just hooliganism. Nothing else. Nothing more substantial than that. A riot is when the members of society, you and me, when the members of society get together and kick off and tear things apart around a central issue. Something affects society so deeply that the ordinary men and women in society decide, right, that's it. Nothing else will do. We're taking to the streets. We're marching on government offices. We're ripping down the edifices of the system that's oppressing us. That kind of thing. That is a riot. We've had a few in this country. Some fairly recently, others further in the past. I would love to think that there's never going to be any more, but I'm not that naive. There will be. And I'm not referring to that incident a couple of years ago that started in London and spread to other city centres. The copycat looting that went on, that wasn't a riot either. Riots are really scary. I believe we will have some in the UK in the future. I don't think they're that close, but I think they will be coming. Shamefully, but shame's on the government, not the people, of course, but they will be coming. And a lot of people know this. A lot of people can see the signs. A lot of people like me are afraid of what's coming. Doesn't mean you can't talk about it. Doesn't mean you don't know what's coming, but the future's a scary place, I think, in the UK, or potentially could be if things don't change. The government doesn't care about the people more. And I think the press are using the word riot in places where it doesn't belong to get you used to it. So that when you read about riots in city centres and another riot the week after, or a riot somewhere else, a proper one, a real riot, you just equate it with a bit of violence. Because you've been hearing about football violence since the 70s. So now it's starting to be described as football rioting. Thank you.